It's back to school time, and we're starting the school year with a fresh wash and go. In this video, we're going to share the entire process from start to finish. First, we're going to start off by taking out these box braids I put in this summer. An absolute must-have is this detangling spray by Mane & Tail. You'll see me use it all throughout this entire process. I start off by saturating the braids with the spray. It's an extra step, but it makes taking the braids out so much easier. Next, I'm going to use this rat tail comb to assist me with taking out these itty-bitty braids. It has like this little gap at the beginning, and I don't know the official name for it, but the link is below in the comments. It just makes taking out the braids so much easier, so much smoother. And this is already a long process. So anything that will cut my time, I'm for it. The key is to start from the very bottom. Now, when I braid Prince's hair, I never braid it down to the very end because I am thinking about the future and how long this is going to take me to get the braids out. Now, the closer you get to the top, you're going to see there's like a little knot, and I use a lot of edge control when I put these braids in, so it's kind of like a buildup. So you're just gonna go ahead and take your time and break that up. And sometimes I'll even go in with a little bit more detangling spray just to ensure that I'm breaking all of that up so that when I wash his hair, everything will come out. This is not for the tired, weak, frustrated mama. So make sure that you've packed your patience and you have some time in your hands just so that you know that you're taking your time doing your baby's hair. Please be gentle. Here I am just making sure I remove all that buildup. And now we're on to the next one. I usually check in with Prince every 15 to 20 minutes just to see if he needs a bathroom break or a snack break. The more comfortable he is, the better his attitude about getting his hair done. Now that we're finally finished, we're going to wash his hair with this Camille Rose Coconut Water Curl Cleanse shampoo. It smells divine, and it makes his hair so soft. I shampoo it twice to make sure that it's clean. I deep condition Prince's hair every time I wash it. So I use a rosemary mint conditioner and then this Algae Renew deep conditioner. And of course, that detangling spray. Going in section by section, the smaller the better. Make sure you're working with really, really wet hair. I mean, dripping wet hair. And I use these clips to hold his hair in place so that it doesn't mix in with the section that I'm working with. Prince has a washcloth handy to keep his face and iPad dry. Once again, there is no part of this process that's fast, but it's oh so worth it because Prince's hair is soft and it's healthy. Going in with that detangling spray, this stuff works. So I usually use my fingers to work the product in and rake it through. And now I'm going to use a very generous amount of that rosemary and mint conditioner. I love to use my fingers because as I'm working the product in, I'm also detangling and feeling for more knots and tangles. It's also less painful for him. And when I do feel like I have a nice glide, I comb it through from bottom to top. Just keeping in mind that he had those really, really small braids in. So I'm going to take my time and make sure that all the tangles and knots are out. I do not move on until that comb glides through from root to ends. This conditioner actually works really well on its own, but the deep conditioner, that's the secret sauce. It smells amazing. I put that product in and work it through, and the results are almost instant. You can see his curls start to form. Now I go in with the unbrushed to work both of those conditioners in. I mean, look at that glide. When you're working with curls, kinks, and coils, glide is good, honey. I'm going to repeat this process all throughout his hair. And this section is pretty much done, so I'm going to go ahead and put a 2-strand twist in there just so the product will sit as I work through the rest of his hair. Again, I'll never braid or twist Prince's hair all the way to the very ends just because it makes it so much easier to take out. And these we want to quickly be able to take out before we wash the conditioner out of his hair. And we are on to the next section. Now, that went pretty smoothly. I did want to show you just the middle of his hair. For some reason, this is where it's usually the most tangled, it has the most knots. So I want to show you just how much patience you need when it comes to the middle of the hair, because this section was really tangled. So we had to definitely take our time with this one. Again, with that detangling spray, just saturating it all the way through. You want his hair to be dripping wet. I have some pretty horrific stories about getting my hair done when I was a little girl, so I just try to make this process as smooth and easy for him as possible because I want him to love his hair and I want him to enjoy getting his hair done. I've seen so many babies just terrified of the comb and getting their hair done, and I don't want that for him. So here I am working in that detangling spray and getting as many of those knots and tangles out with my fingers. Again, I like doing this because I can feel for the biggest tangles, and then I can go ahead in with that conditioner again and work that through for a nice glide. And this just takes some time and some patience. You don't want to rush through. I use as much conditioner, detangling spray, and water as I need. I will not comb through his hair until I can feel like my fingers can easily glide through his hair. Patience, patience, patience. Because his hair is so tangled, I'll usually just try to gently rake through and also separate as I go along. Sometimes I'll even have to make the section a little bit smaller, but this one cooperated. So here I am going through with the comb, and as you can see, there's still more tangles. So I'm starting slowly from the bottom, and I'm gonna just work my way all the way to the top. The smaller the braids, the more tangles. And we knew this going in, but Prince really wanted box braids this summer. So here we are, but we're halfway through. So we're going to get there eventually. And just in case there's a tangle that I miss, I'll always hold this hair at the root so that it's less painful. And now I can finally go in with that deep conditioner. A very generous amount. And work that through again with my fingers until I feel confident enough to use that unbrush again. It's a lot of steps, I know, but this is what works for us. And hopefully it'll work for you, or at least help in your current hair routine. Ooh, child, this section is finally done. We're going to do a 2-strand twist and move on to the next. Once I'm all done, I'll usually let this sit in for about 45 minutes. So I'll set a timer, let him run free, and then we'll go ahead and wash all of this conditioner out. So there's a plastic cap that I put on, and then I set my little guy free for 45 minutes. This is also the perfect time for mom to take a break. Rest those arms, take a seat, grab a bite to eat, drink your water, all the things. 45 minutes later, it's finally time to wash all that conditioner out. I wish you could feel his hair through the camera. It's so soft and it smells so good. Let me just snip. Oh, let me smell again. Okay. Focus. Let's move on. Sections. It's all about sections, and the smaller, the better. So I'll section his hair off and then start applying product. We are about 75% finished at this point. We're going to get there. I promise. We're going to get there. Although the products you use are indeed very important, the secret to a great wash and go is water. Lots of water. So this is just a spray bottle that I decided to recycle because it sprays so evenly. But you want to make sure the hair is like dripping, sopping wet. And next, another product I can't live without, Curl Love by Camille Rose. This stuff works wonders, and I've actually tried it with different gels and mousses, and it's so consistent. It makes his hair so soft, and again, it smells amazing. I think all Camille Rose products smell really good. I'm going to work that in with my fingers and make sure the product is in his hair from roots to ends. The benefits of detangling and deep conditioning, I'm able to just smoothly rake through his hair, and I don't even need a comb. My favorite gel to use on Prince's hair is Curl Maker by Camille Rose, but we're all out. So I'm going to take a chance and try something totally new. Don't Shrink by Aunt Jackie's. I'm going to start with the small section because I'm not sure if these two products are going to agree. But as you can see, there's no clumping. There's no little white balls. And so I know that we're safe and we're good to go. So I'm going to proceed. I can also tell that his hair is reacting really well to it because there are his curls. I'm going to take my time and really work that gel in. Again, it's my first time using it, so I just want to double check and make sure it agrees with his hair. Because, you know, sometimes you'll apply a product and all will go well immediately, and then a couple minutes later, it's a no-go. But So far, so good. Okay, Aunt Jackie's, I'm trusting with my baby's hair, so we're going to keep going because I'm actually loving the results so far. Look at that definition. Back to Camille Rose, we're going to go in with the spiked honey mousse. This is another product that I've used with different gels, and it just seems to be very, very compatible. So I'm trusting it with the Aunt Jackie's gel. Slowly working that in as I continue to check for those little white balls. You know what I'm talking about. It's so annoying when your products just don't like each other, but we're doing really well so far. I am a happy mama. And our last and final step is Camille Rose. This hair oil is a must-have. You can use it across different hairstyles. I mean, wash and goes, blowouts. It smells really, really good, and it works really, really well. This last step, it isn't necessary, but I like to lock in all of that product with the moisturizing oil. It has taken me years to find a wash and go process that not only works for Prince's hair, but also works for mine. All of these different products, they can be very expensive. So I love that this combo not only works for his hair, but it works for mine, not including the Aunt Jackie's. I have yet to try that on my hair. So I have to do another video and see if the Aunt Jackie's works on my hair. But for sure, the curl maker, it definitely works for both of our hair types. And now I'm going to start that process all over again with a new section. I cannot stress enough, please use small sections. I know mom, it ain't easy, okay? We're tired. We got a lot to do. Make sure you got time to do your baby's hair because it is time consuming, but the results make it oh so worth it. And our babies are worth it. So I'm going to repeat this process all over his head until we are done. You may be questioning why I use mousse. I mean, Shakira, you're already using gel. Do you really, really need to add mousse? My answer is yes. Mousse is a must-have. It definitely just defines the curls even more. And I've noticed that the wash and goes, they last longer. So yes. I need mousse in my life. I need mousse in my wash and goes. You may also be questioning the white residue. Trust me, that's going to go away once his hair dries. Trust the process. Don't rush the process. And it is indeed a process. When I tell people it takes a few hours to do Prince's hair, they are in complete shock. Like, why not just get him a haircut? Well, because he loves his hair, and as long as he wants to have long hair, I'm going to take care of it. Trust me, it's a discussion that we have anytime he does not want to get his hair done. This is how we're looking so far. I'm loving it, and these are our final results. His hair is shiny and defined. Now it's time to diffuse. I'm going to use my Tymo. Listen, this Dyson dupe, it works really, really well. I love my Tymo hair dryer, and it even comes with a bunch of different attachments. I'll dry his hair completely and tie it up overnight. And here we are on our very first day of 5th grade. Look at those curls. I'm so proud of my baby. Leave him a little lunchbox love note to ensure he has a great first day of school. And he's off to go and be great. We hope you enjoyed our video. Please like and share.